Welcome back from the break. I'm Phionah Mbowa here at Church of Uganda Family TV with Ring Diaries, where we talk about anything and everything to do with marriage. We bring you real people sharing real experiences and trying to see how we make our marriages better. Before we went for the break, we're here with Mr. Mbowa telling us how dates of 11,000, and it's amazing, but they were one of the best dates I think I've had in a long time.
Yeah. I've tried to take her back for them, and she has rolled her
I'm
eyes.
sure they're no longer 11,000.
She has rolled her eyes. Okay, even Silverton is not there anymore, but
it is there.
it's not.
Are you sure?
I tried to, but also while in the break, I was gagged. I was given a list of things not to say. So pray for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the topic. We're just discussing the topics we've had over the years, and we've talked about vows, we've talked about friends and friendships and marriage. How about friends and marriage? Which friends should we bring close? How far should friends come in our marriages?
Friends to the marriage.
Yes, the friends who are outside the marriage. Should I have my friends and you have yours, or should we have joint friends?
Okay, in economics we have the rule of transitivity, where they say if that one is your friend and I am your friend, then by transitivity the other one is my friend. In marriage, I think it happens. It should hold like that. I struggle to and some of these
You're going
things
to say stole your friend.
some of these things I say fearing, because I look at some of these are experiences I'm seeing, and I can see some couples running in my face while I say this. I'm not talking about you, this is just national information. But I have seen couples who have different friends.
Yes, divergent, these are mine.
And then they said, I was the person before you. I have to continue my identity. Sister, Naloiso. Like you were, I don't want to, you were a person, but you voluntarily brought yourself together to this other person. And it is said, I don't know, but I'm an ardent believer in those words, you became one. So you do not start, all of a sudden you are now one person, and now you are pursuing your personal thing.
Actually, that's the next thing about identity.
Why?
Let's talk about friends, then we go to that.
Then why did you get into this? Your friends, bring them. My friends, bring them. In our home, me have been unfortunate that all my friends, I brought them, then they all went to, like, they communicate more to her, and for me it's okay, because if you are my friend and you don't have my wife's number, you're not my friend.
But also, haven't you taken some of my friends?
Yeah, because I am the cool one. In this marriage, I'm the cool one.
Oh,
and
dear.
She came with quite a number of friends who had been burdened by how she was. Now, I was a relief. And these are friends of opposite sex. So, in there, it is, I've also, it's been cancelled out of us and say, those people, those friends, those, like,
don't be near
don't
your
near
wife's
they, you will. Yes, I understand all that, but I am married to my friend. Her friends are my friends. They have the interest of their friend. I have the interest of my friend. We can never compromise that. And I know it has been said that sometimes you become weak. Yeah, you become weak, but you have thought and worked upon becoming this weak. Adultery, yes. She, just for full disclosure, she really has a soft heart for the adulterers.
Yeah, but no.
But may I have
please take that
a different view? And I'm saying, adultery is a selfish act. You are not a victim. You're not a victim. Most people act like they are victims. Like, yes.
No, people say things happen.
Things happen. What were you trying to do? You are going to a supermarket, and then you fell in someone's bed. Things don't happen. You opened that door, you got into that bed, you removed your shirt, she removed, like, I don't want to give you the full but there's a series of things that happened until you happened. So it is not a mistake, and in then I'm taking it back. I've been told to take it back. I don't know what I'm taking it back. But because I'm the person to give in this relationship, I'll give you that.
Please.
But the bit about that, for us, your friends are my friends are your friends, and we are open about that. And because I am married to my friend, and for just to give you a little bit of insight, me, I'm driven by trust. She's driven by love, but me, I'm driven by trust. And I feel like trust is a superior thing over
superior
love.
to love.
Over love. But
But if you love someone,
that's a
don't you
different
trust them?
that's a different. There are people who are in love and don't trust each other.
Then that's not love.
I don't know, but I know for me, when I trust you, I should be able to love you. When I trust you, I should be able to know that whatever you're doing is in my best interest. I should be able to leave you with my phone. We use one email address. We use, she has a lock on her phone. I don't have a lock on my phone.
No lock on my
Okay,
phone. Stop saying.
I don't know, maybe, but
It's my phone even.
yeah. But it's when my colleagues call, who are most of them ladies, when my friends call, who some are ladies, she can pick up my call and they can have a discussion, they can have a laugh, they can actually call and she gets whatever they needed to be solved, and without me skipping a beat that, oh,
But
maybe
why?
she said this.
Why? Because this is one of the things you're talking about, like the fact that we have, these are things people find weird. You have one email address. You can actually move with my phone and I'm not worried. I can move with your phone and you're not worried. Why are these things? Why do they bring clashes in marriage?
Trust. And as we started at the beginning, marriages fall at the beginning, not during the marriage. You never trusted this person in the first place. They were never your friend in the first place. And here you are trying to have just this assignment of being together worked out. And you have to input systems all the time. You have to, I will switch off my phone when I get home. I will get home at this time. I will only befriend these certain people. I'll only introduce you to these certain people. You actually have a set of friends that your spouse doesn't know about. They a set of hobbies that only happens when you are around your girlfriends.
Everyone should stay with
which
their
is okay,
girlfriends.
but
Yes.
like you should be at that point that even if it is your thing with, she has some girlfriends, they have a color
Which
theme
one?
thing, picnic
Let
and all
us
those things,
just teach us.
and it's something I understand that is something that even if you ask me to go, I will roll my eyes around it. However, it is not a different world that I am not part of. I may not physically participate in that,
But you
but
can
I
help me
know
choose a dress.
I know that, and I do a painful things, choose my dress, choose this thing. So we are, like, what I'm trying to say here is painful and real, that when you get married, your life stops and your lives start. It's painful. It even feels like right now I can see that gentleman saying, "Twa, twa, 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 gwada." But yes, it is. That's why it is. It should not be taken with lightly. That's why you are prepared. That's why you are asked questions. You are actually asked questions and you answer to the affirmative. Because you are actually ending your life. You are ending. Do you know that for that reason, a man shall leave. You even leave your parents. Like, most of you know, leave alone a few of us whose parents are around the town. But for most of you who came, you are now going to see your parents this Christmas. And it's been, because last Christmas you went to your spouses, so for 2 years they haven't seen you. That means that life, you almost ended it and you are pursuing your life. So that's what marriage is. And if you start picking that attitude around it, that we have started, it's we. Because she knows we fail together. Okay, she fails quite a lot and I fall, but I hold her and we fall together. We fail together. I
Just so you know, you're not coming.
I also have my projects I take up, and they have, by the time I'm taking them up, I have her note that when I fail at those topics, I don't start hiding at whatever those projects. I don't hide myself. I come back home and I say, we have failed, and we take up that bit. And there is nothing like finger pointing. You see, of course, there's that bit where we sometimes disagree and say, okay, I am letting you do, but you're waiting and saying, you see, I told you. And even that should be in a way that we have agreed about it.
Yes.
So marriage is mainly, it's one of those hardest things to do because it is agreement. And you are agreeing with the person who you didn't grow up with. You are trying to get into agreement, or agree that you have disagreed with this person that is a stranger. But the biggest thing, and I keep telling people, it's that person in that family, in the family you are holding, especially you women who are there holding your children and saying, this is my life. That's not your life. In that family, it is only one person you chose to be with. The children you didn't choose to be with. When they came,
I chose to give birth.
you
to
chose to
them.
give birth, but you didn't choose which face, which color, which sex.
Oh, that's true.
They came, and you had to love what you have. Like, you couldn't take them back. I know of people who are saying, is it late that we can just take and dump these children? But it is not. You didn't choose, but your spouse, you went, you were alive, you were saying that is the one. You even told some people, without him, he's my life. You're like, that person you have just met, now they are your life. That person is your choice. So, and you failing at it is you validating yourself that you made poor choices. So at any one time, try to make sure that you work out this, because this person was choice. Everything else in this marriage, the children, you can decree, tell them, guys, go wash the dishes. If you don't, leave my house. And they have no choice. But this gentleman, this lady, is your choice. And you're not going to decree, wash my shirt, iron my clothes. No, you are supposed to discuss. What's wrong with you washing? I'm talking about the lady washing and the gentleman ironing. What's wrong with you, the gentleman cooking, as the wife reads?
Okay. One, you're not coming back, but now just towards the end, I want us to just talk about what you are very good at: money and marriage. How do they work out?
Well, just to correct this, very good is not a word to use.
Oh, an expert.
No, expert is
Okay.
also not a word. We all have money experience.
Okay.
We all have money experience. And I'm just good at exploiting those experiences. Because each one of us, I am not, when you say good, people will look around and say, where is his storage building? Okay, I have a few, full disclosure, but it is not, people have better, have more. So what I do is understand that experience, and each one of us here has experience.
A unique experience.
Brinko there is 26 years. He has 26 years of handling money. As in, he started handling money from right when he was in
born.
hospital. They put money in his hands. So he has handled money for 26 years. You, I don't want to mention the age, but for all your years, you have also handled.
Mention my age. I have no problem with mentioning
She has
my
handled
age.
money for the last, I don't want to mention that age.
Please feel free.
My children, I have a 6-year-old, and she has 6 years experience of handling money. So each of us is an experience. Now me, my only age is that I can exploit those experiences. I can call out some of those experiences. So I just wanted to demystify the bit of expert.
Yeah.
So every one of us is an expert, but not but. And I want us to just take off a minute and understand that if you do not look like your experience, you have slacked on one thing. If you don't look like, Brinko does not look as 26 years of experience of handling money, he has lost money. The wealth journey is about getting money. You've been getting money 26 years. It's about keeping money. Have you kept money? When you put a snapshot in your life, the money you have kept away, does it represent the number of years you've handled? Don't answer that. I know yours. I know yours. But keeping is not a good thing. It's not just a good thing. Remember that where we started with the talents. One kept. That person was called foolish because they kept.
Because they kept, yes.
You have to be a good and faithful servant. It needs to grow. So have you grown that money? So grow. growing money. And growing money, that's investments. That is the unit trust. That's the treasury bills. That's the circles. That is the rentals, the farms, the piggery, the poultry. That's a lot of things in there. So, and it's you becoming of God's instruction. God's instruction was go, be productive, multiply. So you are actually getting into God's instruction. And when you do that, you grow. It grows. It has to be sustained. Then you eat. As a family, you need to eat from productivity, not from earnings. When you earn money, get money, and eat it, that's poverty in its way. You need to eat from productivity. That money should have grown, should have multiplied, and should be able to. Then you eat off the eggs, not the chicken.
So coming into marriage, how does money affect marriages?
As we hinted
the
earlier,
lack of and also the having.
both the lack of and the abundance can take marriage either way.
Okay.
And the abundance of money, when you can't manage it, when you can't grow it, that's still poverty. That's you being rich but not wealthy. Wealthy marriages thrive because wealthy marriages are cooperating. They are discussing. They're in the discussion. Where do we send this money? Rich marriages and poor marriages are always hiding money from each other. They are having secrets.
Shouldn't I have my money and you have your money?
You can have your money, her money, his money, our money, children's money. That's all okay, as long as it is discussed and agreed. But there are people who are having my money, and this money can never get to know about my money. You're already keeping a secret. Now, this person, and allow me to be a bit blunt here, this person you are actually giving your body, but you can't give them your money. So when you put money on your body is cheaper than your money. Because this person has you giving your body in a marriage without hesitation. Take whatever you want. But when it comes to the money, that I can't. So I don't want to make any assertions, but prostitutes give their bodies for money. I don't know, let's not conclude on that. But understand that if you are giving your body withholding money, you are no, I don't know. I don't want to.
But you see, Mr. Mbowa, most people have come to a point whereby we've shared money with my husband, he has misused it. I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah, and let's not look at things independently. You've given money to your husband. Did you give your money to your friend? Because that husband or your wife, and I don't know why you even started with the husband.
Oh, wife, I've given my money to the wife and she has not.
Because if you are not understanding each other as friends, when you, the spouse, you receive money from or you have a chance to pick money from this person, because you are never friends, you want to exploit that particular opportunity. You are not looking at it past that money. You say, whatever you can pick, you actually, the other spouse becomes whatever you can. Parents connive with their children and go and ask your father. You know you have already paid. Mothers, I have seen also fathers who come to, she has a school, who come to the school and say, you tell the other spouse that we are paying this much. And then when she pays, you give me the difference. Like that's, you are going through your I don't know if you understand. This is not happening because of the money. It is happening because they are dealing with people who are not. So sometimes you are actually saying the money changed him. No, money never changed him. He was like that. He was just looking. The opportunity just hadn't presented itself. So before you even get into the money aspect, understand their relationship, your relationship. Understand your God. Money is just a tool. It is inevitable when, and as I've told you, we are not supreme. We have our bad days where we have no money, but we still have each other. Like, you give her money and it doesn't come back, but I still have her. Like, as long as you still have each other, you can still get back to each other. Like that is, yeah. For this show, let's understand that I give money, she doesn't bring it back, but we continue. But it also has happened the other way around. But you start grading yourself. How are you grading your friendship? Are you just going to say, this 10 million, This is the last straw.
It's true.
And you've also seen where spouses steal from each other. The man goes to the bathroom with his wallet. He goes with his wallet and like his phone, his wallet in the bathroom
With him as he showers.
as he showers. He leaves some of these things in the car. If my wife gets to know that I have this so much at NSSF, she will kill me.
So it comes down to the relationship. The money is just...
Money is just an inevitable product.
So, okay, I feel like there's a lot that I needed to ask, and most likely we'll have to have a part 2 at some point. But how about in-laws? What's your take on in-laws in marriage?
They are relatives. Yeah, in-laws are relatives. In-laws are your spouse's relatives, so they become your relatives. So the way you treat your relatives is the way you should treat your other relatives, because they are an extension of our relatives. The way the other spouse wants you to treat their in-laws is the way they should treat your in-laws. The way your wife wants you to treat her family is the way she should also treat your family. Because we are reciprocal beings. We are selfish at a certain point. Yes, this is a marriage of two, but each of us is looking out for their best interest. Now, when you become selfless and reach out to my other side, assuming that I also like my side.
There's a chance that you don't like your side.
You might be overreaching. Like you treating my relatives in a good way.
Better
You are
than
annoying me. But in an ideal situation, when you reach out to my aisle, I just melt to reaching out to your aisle. In-laws are not adversaries to this relationship. And people need to understand that. But also in-laws are they're not a board of directors to that marriage. They don't make or kill our relationship. Like, they can be there. They're just a circle of concern, not influence. The circle of influence is us. So as long as us were okay, the rest is a circle of concern. Yes, are there in-laws where you have to go extra miles? Yes. The sickness, whatever is happening on the other side, you might need to reach into your family coffers to actually agree upon it. And if this is a person that means something to the other person, you definitely should mean something to you. But also understanding, yes, sometimes we get married to visible family. It is not your problem that you came from a poor family, but it's entirely your choice to marry from a poor family. And when you marry from it, or I'm not saying don't marry from it, when you marry from it, you have taken that choice and understand the dynamics. So do not even start resenting them because you found them poor. You don't start all of a sudden saying, Kari, you see, they are so lazy. Yes, they are lazy. You found them lazy. If you can do anything, do. If you can't, leave them. But one of the things probably in this marriage was you are going to be supporting their laziness. So it shouldn't become a thing of contention and say, now I am going to go and tell them, come back to lead. Those people, no, you found, like, you may not do so much there. And concentrate on this. Concentrate on this, and then that is noise. But just to wrap up this, I called them relatives. Even the children, and she knows here, she has given me stern warnings until she was sold to my side. Even the children are relatives. So the same way you are treating the other relatives, these are the first relatives. It's just that they are relative number one, then the other ones are second relatives. So these are primary relatives. Understand them that they do not go over and above you people. You are first, you go first, then primary relatives, secondary relatives. And what it means about a relative, especially for the primary relative, you have towards them until they are 18.
After that, you throw them
After
out.
that, you may not throw them out, but after that, just make them know that after that, it is the goodness of your heart. Like the things you have are your things, not their things. And they will work for them if they obey certain principles.
Okay. We're coming to the end of this show, and just any parting shots to our viewers generally about marriage.
Yes, and thank you. And thank you for hosting me. It's very unlikely that they will invite me, but I will speak to the management to keep inviting me. But I need to say this: if you are, if you allow poverty, and allow me to just a bit branch into my area. If you allow poverty to dominate your marriage, if your marriage is in poverty, that marriage is as good as dead. Like they will be looking for married people. There will be a marriage meeting, and when you arrive, the meeting doesn't start, and they will say we are waiting for people. They are not recognizing you as people because of your poverty. Your poverty deprives you of choices. Which hospitals you are going to go to, which kids park you are going to take your children to. Are you actually taking the kid? Do you understand, if you have a child out of in marriage and they have been born in poverty, you are always keeping them quiet when they are crying. You are saying ba. When it is out of wealth, you are calling them chibubu. It is not that they are. It's these children are getting the consequences of your poverty. Like you have to ask clowns. You have to threaten them with a chisode, with monsters, for them to keep quiet. You can't wiggle some play items in front of them. And that is the marriage. That's how you fire your marriage. Which hospital? Where are you giving birth to? Is it Nakasero or is it Health Center 1? Or are you as you go, you're giving birth, you are walking, you're giving birth by the road? Is it 9 months of not preparation, of worrying about giving birth because you have no money? That's poverty disturbing you. And eventually when your wife gives birth, the one you said, this is my wife, you will pick up the phone call and call someone and say, Baba, your wife has given birth. You will give out your wife so that you can pick some money to get her out of hospital. That's what poverty will do.
When Mr. Mbowa starts talking about money, we may never end. Thank you very much, Mr. Mbowa, for your time and for sharing your unsolicited, some of them. But thank you very much for your time. We are grateful. And for our viewers there, some that thought I was not married, I am actually married to this gentleman. But also thank you very much for keeping up with Ring Diaries and for joining us for this show. I'm Phionah Mbowa here at Church of Uganda Family TV with Ring Diaries.